Part of your job as a candidate in the interview process is to get your important questions answered. Just like the company and the hiring manager have their must-haves, their important boxes that must be checked, and then their nice-to-haves, and then their no-goes, meaning this is not going to work for this role, for this organization, or for my team. The same is true and should be true for you. So have that confidence enough to believe in yourself, to honor yourself, to trust yourself that your questions are important, and it is your job to vet your questions, your areas of concern in each opportunity throughout the interview process. Now, what happens when we're not getting enough time to ask our important questions in the interview process, yet we don't want to feel or make the hiring manager feel like we're not interested? One little trick that I wanted to hop on and share is asking what I like to call informed questions. And by informed, I mean informing about yourself while in the way that you frame your questions. So creating an opportunity for more of a conversational discussion during the interview rather than pointed questions at the hiring manager or whoever is interviewing. And then also these same questions can help inform you of the important information that you need. So let's say, for example, company culture is very important to you, and I think that it is to most people. If you think about culture, it's how you feel in an environment, that how an environment feels. That's the culture. So in the workplace, of course, that's the workplace culture. And so first you want to think about the type of cultural environment that you thrive in professionally, and you want to form your question around your question about culture in such a way where you are informing the hiring manager, giving them an opportunity to learn about yourself. So instead of asking a pointed question, culture is very important to me, can you tell me about the company culture? Well, this creates a missed opportunity for more connection, for more misunderstanding. What you can, a different way to ask that will be more effective is to share, company culture is very important to me. The kind of company culture that I tend to thrive in is XYZ. And if there's time, and you can give a very quick example, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, because you always want to be respectful of the interviewer's time, then you can share. I'll give you a quick example of a type of culture that worked for me, and how and when and why, and a kind of culture that didn't. There may not be time for that, but you can at least open the question in an informative way, informing about yourself. Something that's really important to me is company culture, and the type of company culture that I really thrive in is XYZ. Can you share with me a little bit about the company culture here? Or knowing that about me, that this is the type of culture that I thrive in, do you feel like I would potentially be a good fit for the role for your organization? You can do the same thing if you are interviewing for a leadership role. My leadership style is XYZ. I tend to feel like my most authentic self, or like I make the biggest impact when I'm able to lead with autonomy, for example, or give a detailed description. Always keep it brief. Knowing that, do you feel like I would fit in well with the organization and on this leadership team? So in doing this, you are giving more information about yourself and still keeping it very brief while getting your important question answered and letting them know that, not directly but maybe indirectly, that you have priorities, that you value yourself. And the kind of candidate that companies want, that good hiring managers want, is a candidate that has their priorities straight. And what I mean by straight is they have their priorities aligned. Doesn't mean that we all have the same priorities, because I'm not going to tell you that what is a priority to you isn't having your priorities straight, because it might be different for me. But it lets them know that you have confidence in yourself, and having your priorities aligned means you're not going to waste others' time. And it means that you're doing your due diligence to learn whether it's a fit on the front end versus waiting and accepting an offer and then starting with a company in a role that isn't a right fit. So this is taking this time throughout the interview process from your own time, and the hiring manager's time is later going to save time from, if we learn that it's not quite a fit. So you're demonstrating confidence by sharing more about yourself and asking your important questions, and then always do so in a brief way, and always keep in mind the time. So if you want to share more, if you want to ask more, you can let them know. I have some important questions. If there's time, I'd love to take a few more minutes. So you always want to just check in. And if there's not time in that interview step, hopefully there will be in the next interview step. But number one, your responsibility as a candidate is to know what your must-haves are and form informed questions where you have an opportunity to share about yourself and learn about the role through your questions. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.